our weather people, when they tell you to evacuate?
If you have stuff that you need to secure, secure it. Secure that when you move, it moves with you.
Be wise and have something put aside in the event that a storm comes that you can at least manage yourself to some period of time of 3 months or whatever the case may be.
You should have your important documents ready at any time for any movement that needs to happen, especially during June 1st to November 30th.
Hi, my name is Dr. Trevor Johnson, a disaster management specialist with the Inter-American Development Bank and a proud Bahamian. Here's a list of 6
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, serious crimes mar holiday weekend. A call for united action, innovation, and commitment to agriculture. Broadcasters honored. And in sports, Kai Jones's shocking trade request. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Israel declares a state of emergency. Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs this afternoon issuing an advisory against all travel to Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, and only essential travel to other parts of the region. Such news come as the government of Israel has declared a state of emergency within 80 kilometers of the border with Gaza. Now, as a consequence, all international borders in Israel could be closed at short notice. In the event, though, you're already in Israel, it's advised that you call 104 and/or refer the notices from the Israeli Home Front Command, www.oref.org.il/en for more information. Israel declared war on Palestinians' militant group Hamas after being attacked on Saturday. The surprise assault left at least 900 dead in Israel, according to online reports. Well, meantime, the call for an immediate ceasefire to the Israel-Hamas war grows, with CARICOM now adding its voice. The Caribbean community, of which the Bahamas has long been a member, is strongly condemning the attacks in Israel and the counterattacks in the Palestinian territory of Gaza. In a release, CARICOM noted that such savagery is the antithesis of civilized life and living, adding that the recent round of hostilities reflects the pain and suffering of ancient quarrels, and that ongoing harsh conditions under which Palestinians live in veritable colonialism and Israel's sense of insecurity will contribute to a cycle of violence until those realities are definitively addressed. Again, at last report, more than 1,000 people have been killed in Israel. According to CNN, dozens of hostages are believed to be held by Hamas. Now to news from the local crime front this evening. Vandals targeting one of the country's most prominent civic organizations that Bahamians rely on heavily for assistance. And concern is now growing about its operation, particularly as we are in the heart of the hurricane season. Altavis Munnings joins us now with the latest details. Good evening, Altavis.
Good evening to you, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Disheartened, frustrated, and surprised is how Red Cross officials feel tonight after learning that an estimated $77,000 worth of crucial equipment was stolen from right here at its John F. Kennedy Drive headquarters sometime after 6 o'clock Monday night. Now, here's what happened according to police. The culprits gained access to this facility by cutting through this northern fence. Once they cut through the northern fence, they were able to access these containers. You can see here where they cut the padlock. Inside these containers, Red Cross officials tell us that the culprits stole some 30 Caterpillar generators, 36 portable generators, along with some power lines. And this isn't helping the operation here at the Red Cross, specifically as we are still in the hurricane season. And to add insult to injury, Bahamas Red Cross Director General Alicia Pinder said that the operation at the Red Cross is now operating at a moderate level.
And a lot of Bahamians rely on us. They know who we are. They know what we do. They know the principles on which we stand, whereas we are impartial in our response. And so this is why we just always need support. And whatever areas that we do have support in, we need them to be secured and not the event of loss.
And the culprits left visible evidence. The tools they used, torn plastic, and the empty generator boxes thrown on the outside of the property. Officials believe the vandals took 2 days to commit their crime, which could be seen at the bottom of the fence.
So these gas tanks, the red gas tanks, are here in front of the generators.
Right.
So what they did was they shifted that to here and then took the generators from the back.
A strong appeal is now being made by Red Cross officials and the police.
Should anyone be found with those items in your possession, you can find yourself before the courts. I also want to say that receiving is also an offense. And so ignorance is no excuse to say you didn't know that the items were stolen.
I will advise you that technology may not be on your side, and the ability to gain cash from these items probably won't be as easy as you think. I would appeal to you to find a safe place, a safe person, and have the items returned.
Officer in charge of the Royal Bahamas Police Force's Cable Beach Division, Chief Superintendent Sabrina Porter, confirmed that more patrols will be issued in this area to ensure that they bring this investigation to a close as soon as possible. Reporting from the Red Cross's John F. Kennedy Drive headquarters for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. A Western New Providence restaurant, also the target of thieves last night. Solimar, located at the former Compass Point, West Bay Street, robbed of cash. And guess what? The suspect behind it, the man seen on your screen, is believed to be behind other recent robberies in the same area.
The night before, they broke into Aquafire last night, and they broke into the ice cream store by the studio. So they've been, what do you call it? They've been hitting all of those things really hard. We need to deal with it right away before it gets out of hand, right? But the last thing we want is somebody to get hurt.
Director of Operations of Titan Hospitality, Tony Scandalaris, is offering a $1,000 reward for any information that leads to the arrest of the suspect or suspects. Well, the event-filled holiday weekend ends on a somber note for several families here in the capital, among them relatives of a 31-year-old shot and killed late Monday. The victim and his female passenger, both occupants of a silver Chevy Malibu, had just pulled up to their East Store Court Yellow Elder home when two masked men in dark clothing exited a dark-colored Japanese vehicle and opened fire. The victim, who was shot multiple times, was found just outside the driver's side of his vehicle. The suspects reportedly fled the scene, traveling west on East Street Court. EMS personnel later confirmed the wounded man had died. As for the female, it was discovered she suffered a superficial wound to the lower abdomen. Second officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department, Superintendent Tarico Sweeting, credits the public for the rapid progress in this weekend's homicide probes in both Yellow Elder and Rosebud Street, Chippingham.
To take a person into custody late yesterday evening, and he is now assisting us with our investigation. I can say that where we are at this time, it seems inevitable that this person will be charged with respect to that homicide. On last evening, we had another homicide in the Yellow Elder community, and we would also like to say that we need the help of members of that community to come forward and give us some help to find out exactly who may have been responsible for that homicide.
Well, fast forward to just before 2 this morning, and traffic investigators scrambled to Bernard Road following reports of a crash. They soon found out that the driver of a gray Toyota RAV4 was traveling east on Burnett Road when he reportedly lost control of the vehicle and collided into a utility pole on the eastern side of the street. EMS personnel rushed to the scene and took both the driver and his female passenger to hospital. However, police say the 36-year-old woman died while receiving medical attention. Well, conflict resolution, a serious concern for police. This as a number of recent stabbings are under investigation, one of them taking place just this morning.
2 males reportedly got into an altercation, and again another male was stabbed. He is in hospital right now and he's in critical condition, but I can say that we do have the suspect in custody, and so we're gonna continue on with our investigations in this latest incident. But again, I have to stress the need for members of the public to understand that you do not solve conflicts with acts of violence. Violence escalates, and then depending on the degree of the violence, it changes your life indefinitely. Because if an individual dies as a result of it, you're charged with murder, and then it's difficult for you to get a job, difficult for you to travel, difficult for you to really resume a normal life.
Police are also probing a teen's alleged attempt to end her life. The incident unfolded shortly after 7 o'clock Monday night. Based on what police have shared with the media, attendants were making routine checks at a local housing facility when they found the teen with abrasions to her wrist and legs following an argument she had with another female resident. EMS personnel were called in and took the girl to hospital where she was treated for the self-inflicted wounds. We can also be
able to communicate with someone, tell them exactly what you're going through. And as a people, we have to be a little bit more tolerant, because sometimes, and you can try it, sometimes you'd ask the person how you doing, they say not good, and you say, okay, well, that's fine. And people keep going. Let's stop and take the time to talk to people and listen to exactly what they're saying. Let's make that time, and then you also want to pay attention to the behaviors of family members and friends.
We can also tell you this evening about the alleged sexual assault of a 31-year-old woman in Western New Providence. Here's what the police revealed. The victim was in the company of a man she knew who took her to an unfamiliar area where they were met by a second man. Both men, according to police, then sexually assaulted the woman and robbed her of a cell phone and money. Any information that can lead to the perpetrator's arrest should be phoned into the Criminal Investigation Department. The number's there, 502-9991 or 2-911 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. 56 foreigners convicted in a magistrate's court after pleading guilty to various immigration offenses between October 3rd and 5th. On October 3rd, 3 Dominicans pleaded guilty to overstaying and were each fined $1,000 or 2 months in prison should they fail to pay. 10 Haitian nationals also pleaded guilty to illegal landing and were fined between $1,000 and $2,500 or 4 to 9 months behind bars. Meantime, 5 Haitian nationals also pleaded guilty to the same charge and were convicted and fined $300 or 3 months prison time. On Thursday, October 5th, a number of foreign nationals gave in to overstaying. That includes 4 Dominican nationals. 2 of them were convicted and fined $300 or 3 months at B-Docks. 1 was convicted and fined $350 or 3 months imprisonment, and 1 was conditionally discharged or fined $500. To the charge of overstaying, 11 Haitian nationals pleaded guilty and were fined $500 to $3,000 each or up to 24 months in prison. 12 Haitian nationals also pleaded guilty to the same charge and were conditionally discharged. 1 of the Haitian nationals also pleaded guilty to a number of immigration offenses, including having a forged document, and was fined. All the migrants will be deported. That is, once they pay their fines or complete their prison terms. Appellant Charles Bodie didn't get the results he was hoping for at the High Court when the panel dismissed his appeal and affirmed his conviction and sentences for drugs, firearm, ammunition, possession. During the hearing, Bodie complained about the reasonableness of the verdicts in light of the evidence presented during the case. But After hearing from both parties, the court found that the magistrate's decision was grounded in legal principles and factual analysis. The court then dismissed his appeal and upheld his separate sentences for drugs, firearm, and ammunition, possession with intent to supply, possession of a prohibited weapon, and possession of the part of a firearm. Still to come, national honors continue. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Leaders recommitting efforts to achieve food security throughout the region. The opportunity coming during the 17th Annual Caribbean Week of Agriculture right here in the capital, a forum that has drawn representatives from some 34 countries throughout the Caribbean. Carla Palmer fills us in on the opening ceremony.
Every time I think about the movement for agricultural sector transformation, I can't help but think, if not now, when?
Sub-regional coordinator of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, Dr. Renata Clark, addressing the big elephant in the room at the 17th Annual Caribbean Week of Activities, highlighting a growing decades-old problem. With 52% of English-speaking Caribbean countries faced with food challenges and a growing annual food import bill, the Bahamas included, she's not alone as food security continues to be an elusive goal.
When will we ever transform our food and agriculture systems in the Caribbean? You know, for most of my life, and that's a long time now, I've been hearing about agriculture sector diversification, agriculture sector revitalization, and now transformation. But there never has been the energy that there is now.
While it's agreed that the problem is long-standing, participants also acknowledge that now is the time for action, as it's now too serious to ignore. Leaders like Ansari Hussein, Executive Director of the Caribbean Agricultural Research Development Institute, CARDI, explains the facts in numbers.
Our food import bill is still estimated at around $6 billion annually. 2, in early 2023, food price increase varied between 66.7% and 4.2% for countries in CARICOM, this impacting the affordability of food among citizens, especially those with the lower incomes.
With the problem identified, delegates are looking to execute their chosen theme and accelerate Vision 25 by year 2025 in advancing food security through this week-long sessions of networking and developing strategies. Newly appointed Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, says equally important is the ingredient of cooperation through partnerships.
I believe that a common goal we must share is establishing a sustainable strategy to empower our farmers to grow more food.
Still, optimism prevails, as noted by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, who's looking for some of this country's recently instituted initiatives to bear fruit.
Here in the Bahamas, we are making unprecedented investments in food production and food security in the form of climate, land, and research grants, and the provision of infrastructural support to packing houses, abattoirs, and other publicly funded facilities. We also have plans to drive a domestic takeover of egg production with a long-term goals of targeting the lucrative poultry market.
Ongoing education is certainly paramount to this issue of food security. Sustainability requires not only innovation, land, and money, but a younger generation to advance the cause. And so this will be one of several key topics of discussion for the remainder of this week. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Well, the National Honors Investiture ceremony continued last evening at Government House. Our Desmond Saunders was there.
Their contributions are significant and far-reaching, representing a colorful spectrum of fields within the national scope. 98 Bahamians among hundreds receiving high honors during Monday evening's investiture of National Honors, Lower Gardens Government House. Retired Defense Force Chief Petty Officer Sean Roll among officers saluted for his act of bravery while arresting 2 Honduran illegal poachers in 1994.
4 Marines were kidnapped by Honduran fishermen from Honduras. During a routine patrol, we made an arrest, and that went south. So we were quite pleased to be honored today, to be recognized and to have this medal.
Retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Juanita Estella Colbert, business leader Llewellyn Cartwright, retired Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Gordon Dean, and retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler, this year's Order of Merit recipients.
It's the first female Assistant Commissioner in the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Well, I'm humbled to receive this, be a recipient of the Order of Merit today. And if I have to do it all over again, I will be grateful for this organization that afforded me this opportunity.
I feel really special that my government or the country would recognize me by just saying, come forward.
It was serving country, you know, the benefits of serving country. If I have to do it again, I would do it again.
Well, it's really an excellent feeling to be recognized by your country.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis applauding the honorees for their distinguished contributions to society.
But our 50th year as a nation could not end without first bestowing honors on those who have helped to make our nation what it is today. We are here to celebrate Bahamian excellence. We are here to honor those who, through their contributions to our society, demonstrate to us what we are capable of at our very best.
Prime Minister Davis says the stories and achievements of the honorees are now woven into the tapestry of our nation's history. He says we must continue to honor the legacies of those who would have made invaluable contributions to our nation and preserve the record of their accomplishments for future generations. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Well, a group of veteran journalists, also recognized for their efforts to keep the nation informed on issues affecting us and the impact they've made to national development. With that angle, we go to a report from our LaDawn Davis.
The names of 13 exceptional broadcast professionals added onto the list of Bahamians awarded the Order of Merit during Monday's National Honors Investiture Ceremony at Government House. The awardees salute to former Minister of Information and Broadcasting, the late Obie Wilshcombe, who played an instrumental role in nominating the first class of national broadcast honorees. Global leader and founder of the CEO Network, Dr. Debbie Bartlett, and professor at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Yvette Stewart, say to be nationally recognized is bittersweet.
I think it's a tremendous inspiration and milestone. Communication is the most important business in the world. All of us have to communicate to realize our dreams. And it's been a long time since we have been honored and recognized for the work that we do. And so I think it gives and can build hope and inspiration for the next generation of media professionals. And so I'm very happy for those who are also in this first run.
Bittersweet moment, so humbled. And, while we were working, I never dreamed or thought that I would get such an award. We just did our work. But what comes to mind is that I remember on several occasions in our discussions in the newsroom, we would talk about doing national service.
While a bit surprised, meteorologist Basil Dean and talk show host and motivational speaker Spence Finlayson note that while they've been recognized internationally, nothing compares to this one.
The Bible says a prophet is without honor in his own home. So whenever you get your own people to honor and recognize you, it's a tremendous feeling. I was honored in New York and some other places, but to be home here in the Bahamas and to receive the kind of love that was overflowing last night over at the Government House was just a great feeling.
I was surprised when I got the call from Government House advising me in the first instance that I was nominated and for the what they call the Distinguished Service Medal. But what I do it because I love doing what I do, and so I never expected it. But it's always good to know that others recognize the work that you would have been doing over the years.
Other veteran broadcasters to receive national recognition: Sophie Butler, Max Dean, Mike Smith, Kirk Smith, Carl Bethel, and posthumously Al Dillette, Anthony Fatback Marshall, and Jeff Scavella. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
And speaking of greats in local broadcasting, a giant among us, Obadiah Hercules Wilshcombe, will be memorialized tomorrow by staffers of the Ministries of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, and Tourism, Investment and Aviation. Wilshcombe died unexpectedly late last month. His life and legacy will be celebrated at Bahamas Convention Center at 10 a.m. Wednesday. It is requested that attendees wear shades of blue. In other news, Bahamas Power and Light Company has onboarded 40 new youngsters into the fold. The young men and women are the latest talents recruited for the company's Craftsman Apprenticeship program. And as Corville Python reports, a lot of work and huge expectations await these new employees.
40 young people between ages 16 to 25 embarking on an exciting new career with BPL. Some of them have relocated to New Providence from their family island homes to start this new journey. Over the next 2 years, these apprentices will attend classroom sessions at the LJM Maritime Academy 3 days a week and receive on-the-job training the remaining 2 days. Their education and training is expected to fully equip them to ensure they are proficient in technical skills needed for their jobs. At a special welcoming ceremony, Energy and Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis congratulated the trainees and challenged them to make the opportunity count.
This program is representative of the forward thinking that is required. Therefore, I wish to say this is a very timely initiative, and I hope that you take all in that what you're doing at this level so that you can continue to grow.
This program also holds significant meaning to BPL CEO Siobhan Cambridge. He himself entered then BEC through a similar program and has risen through the ranks. He implored these youngsters to dream big and work hard.
This isn't about my journey. These training programs are intrinsic to ensure that not only do we have the qualified pool of professionals to carry out our work, but that we can take bright, eager, impressionable youth and mold them into the next generation of leaders.
Colby Davis was delighted to see that there are also 5 females in the program. These young women know that they are entering a career that has been largely male-centric locally, but apprentice Sasha Ingram, who's 23, believes she and her fellow female squad aren't afraid to shake things up.
Basically wanted to be in technology all my life. I've trained for it. I've studied for it. Anything technology. I'm a dive deep into it. But definitely I'm going to push myself as well as everyone around me to have high expectations of themselves to be beyond they can be.
The minister also applauding Family Island apprentices on taking this big step toward advancing themselves and potentially their respective communities.
I think you all have taken the biggest step of your career. Leaving your comfort with your family, your parents, your community, your environment. That is a huge, huge step.
And so these new craftsman apprentices heard today that they are the future of the company. They were told that through their training and opportunities, it is up to them to ensure that BPL remains a beacon and continues shining. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, Marcellus Hall joins us in studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for this evening, Kai Jones in trouble with the NBA. We'll tell you what that's all about just ahead in sports.
The fastest fiber covering the Bahamas. Do more, pay more, stream more with BTC.
I'm Corval Pyfrom. The BTC JA company has been hard at work, and so now it's time for the parents to get in on the action, or at least see some of the progress their budding business movers and shakers have been making. What better way to do that than at our BTC JA Parent Night?
My daughter chose this company, and we're just standing behind her to support her in her endeavors with BTC Junior Achievers. So this year, I anticipate my daughter improving her team building skills, her speaking skills, and financial literacy. So I am excited for her this year, joining the BTC JA program.
I chose BTC JA because they have an extensive legacy of excellence, and I want to be a part of that excellence again. This year, I expect to learn more about myself and more about what I want to achieve, like networking with other people, etc.
I am the executive advisor for BTCJ this year, and this is our first event, Parents' Night, and we're off to a terrific start. My expectations for the year, we hope to impact our achievers and pass off knowledge on how to be future entrepreneurs. And most importantly, Jay is the competition after all. We hope to win Company Year, Product of the Year, and every competition that Jay has to offer.
Our commitment to junior achievement and youth is unwavering and long-standing. We pledge to continue to support them and their pursuits for excellence. We are very proud of you, BTCJA. Faster, stronger, more reliable, together, unstoppable. I'm Corval Pyfrom. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Fiber is here. Sign up today at btcbahamas.com.
Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The numbers just keep rising. The latest count puts local dengue cases at 191 by island. That's 133 here in New Providence, 55 now in Grand Bahama, and 1 each in the Berry Islands, Eleuthera, and Exuma. Well, mental health, a universal human right, the theme of this year's World Mental Health Day, and the message officials tried to drive home as they marked the occasion during a symposium at Emmanuel Medical Center Tuesday morning. Dr. Sean Knowles led the discussion, noting that there is no health without mental health, adding that mental health is an indicator of society's overall well-being. Suicide, depression, and anxiety are some of the ways mental health challenges manifest, with Knowles noting that in 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there were 76.3 million new cases of anxiety disorders and 53 million new cases of depression.
A person who is dealing with depression is 20 times more likely to end their lives by suicide compared to someone who is not depressed. That's staggering, very, very profound. And as anecdotal as it may sound, we have depressed people walking around in our nation, on our streets, lost, perplexed, not sure what's going to happen to life. To highlight some of the other important statistics, based on 2021, the global suicide is considered to be the 4th leading cause of death in those 15 to 29. 15 to 29, a key population in our society.
Wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, spoke to the importance of changing the dialogue around mental illness. In doing so, she addressed the attempted suicide of a New Providence teen on Monday, an unsettling incident that she says is a cry for help.
We have so much to look forward to. We want to save all our young people. We want them all to have healthy minds. There can be no health without mental health. It's something that we do have to bring home to everyone. And I agree that we do need more programs. We do need more, how he said it, campaigns to bring public awareness. Especially for the reason, like I said, how do you identify who needs help? You might skip over that person and not know. So public awareness campaigns, definitely.
She served decades in the nursing profession, getting started at a very young age. Now, as she says farewell to the profession, senior clinical nurse Gwenny Sweeting is leaving a charge for those who come after. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
She was in the nursing profession since the age of 16, and last week, after 44 years, senior clinical nurse Gwenny Sweeting hung up her nurse's uniform. It was during a surprise retirement luncheon at the Princess Margaret Hospital, where she served for decades, that her colleagues ushered her into retirement in grand style. Sweeting, who was totally in the dark about the celebration, says she was shocked but nonetheless grateful for the level of appreciation at the hands of not only fellow nurses, but one of her patients.
What went out good to me, I used to go to clinic early to do Dr. Kevin Moss' clinic. I saw the patient there sitting there. She said, I couldn't let you go without you seeing me. A gratifying feeling. And to hear people talk, and the doctors and peds talk about what you did for the patient. Because I always had the saying that you have to render to Caesar the things that are Caesar, My friend tell me, say, me and Cecil must have something going because I always talking about rendering to Cecil.
After a long and fulfilling career, the nurse who got her start at the Rand Memorial Hospital on Grand Bahama and counts her time at PMH's emergency room as the most rewarding time on the job is advising others considering the noble profession that it has to be about more than money.
Now, if you come in to look for the profession, to look after the people, it's a good thing. But say you're looking to say you're going to make money, it's not about money. The money is not there. You have to have the compassion and the heart of caring for the Bahamian people.
It was that love of the job that got Sweeting through the tough times when she dealt with difficult patients or at other times when she felt helpless and unable to bring them relief.
There were times I was working in the emergency room and I was in the chest pain unit. I can't remember the other person I was working with. But you sat at a bed. Everybody used to call me a crybaby because being in to see what's going on with the patient and you can't help them. Then you feel bad, but you aren't doing your job good. You trying your best, but the patient, if you touch, no matter what side you touch, they groaning for pain and complaining about pain.
While the public healthcare system often takes heat from the general public, with many feeling staffers simply don't care, Sweeting says she always puts her best foot forward. With her last day behind her, Sweeting is encouraging those still on the job to continue to do the same. As one chapter closes, the 64-year-old says she intends to travel for a bit before deciding what to do next. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
From the creators of I Am Ariel, and Jonathan's World presents another original production this National Heroes Month. From whence we came and beyond. On October 13th through the 15th, the history of the Bahamas comes to life. This 50th anniversary of independence, experience one of the most epic shows on a Broadway scale. Live on stage like you've never seen it. 3 days only.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
What's a Sand Dollar rebate? It's the digital Bahamian dollar back in your wallet. Top up any Sand Dollar enabled digital wallet and make a purchase of $50 or more in Sand Dollars at Super Value, Quality Supermarkets, Solomon's Fresh Market, or Sawyer's Fresh Market. Get up to $25 back when you redeem your rebate online between September 15th and October 15th at sanddollar.bs/rebate. Rules and restrictions apply.
Students across the country taking a very important step before becoming fully engaged in the voting process. Junior Local Government Council Nomination Day taking place nationwide with a pilot program rolled out right here in New Providence. Corval Pyfrom has an update.
The Junior Local Government Council will be an elected board of students from schools across the country. Each participating school is being given an operating budget, and its students will have to complete the same nominating, declaration, and election processes. Today was nomination day across the country, and at the Anatole Rogers High School, 11th grader Jaira Presenti became the first student on New Providence to nominate.
I want to make the school disability friendly. I want to make it a safe environment for the student body as well as the administration body. I honestly want to fill those potholes in the parking lot because they're really dangerous.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Family Island Affairs, Neil Campbell, says the exercise is both a lesson in civics and active participation.
What we appreciate is the Ministry of Education now has on the syllabus local government. So we believe through immersion and experience that those students now will perform better at the national examination levels. Also, we're making better citizens where they understand now that funding is given. They meet, they discuss, they see the needs within their local environment, and they too can make now a change. And as they come out of school, we're now preparing them to really exercise their right nationally.
Kadrinique Burrows is looking to join Anatole's Junior Local Government Council. She's positioning herself as the results-driven candidate.
I believe in order to make a difference, you have to sit at the table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run, I'm going to win, and I'm going to make a difference.
Now, elections are set for October 19th. Meanwhile, school principal Andrew Dean is pleased that the program has sparked an interest among his students.
It will teach our students or mimic a general election where we have students who take charge, they take full charge, and they look around the school, see what needs to be done, and they would have that finances or the ability to do that.
In its first iteration of the Junior Local Government Council, the Anatole Rogers High School has become the first and to date the only school here in New Providence participating in the program. It's hoped that its success will spark more interest in the program among schools here in New Providence, and that the overall success of the program will lead to more interest and greater participation in local government nationwide. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, thanks, Corval. It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We have partly cloudy skies, temperature at 89 degrees. The relative humidity 66%. We have south-southwest winds at some 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,013.0. That's 29.91 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 85 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Great Torquay, Marsh, Ababaco, 82 degrees. The Berry Islands, 86. 83 in Alliston, Bimini, Harper Island, 88. Roxanne, Eleuthera also reporting 88 degrees. Then we'll pick up some 87s in Otterstown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andros. First Creek, Central Andros, warm at 90 degrees. 87 in San Salvador and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma, 89. 90 degrees in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Acklands, and Matchetown, Niagara. Turks and Caicos Islands at 91 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas right through tomorrow, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. You can expect a low tide at 20 minutes past midnight. High tide will take place at 6:21 tomorrow morning. And then on Thursday, in the northwestern parts of our country, we will have south to southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide on Thursday, 7 in the morning, low tide at 1:12 in the afternoon. Now for the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, southerly flow 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
This the most popular job in the Bahamas?
Trust you? Who was paid over that? Let me pull up the last labor force survey.
What?
The labor force survey from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute. The people that used to be the Department of Statistics. They ask people what you do, where you do it, and if you looked for a job in the past month.
But that's probably old database.
The Bahamas National Statistical Institute is collecting new data monthly, and they release it every 3 months. Right here. And be an account, even in the top 5 jobs.
That's only because they're using numbers and science.
The Bahamas Labor Force Survey provides necessary data for nation building.
If you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo, Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall with NBA news. Starting us off, Bahamian NBA player Kai Jones finding himself in hot water with the league. Jones, already on indefinite leave from the Hornets, yesterday tweeted that he had officially requested a trade from Charlotte. A public statement by Kai apparently going against the NBA's collective bargaining agreement and could result in him being fined up to $150,000 in addition to being suspended. Jones was placed on indefinite leave from the team just prior to the start of NBA training camps following his posting of a number of videos in which he appeared to be under the influence of some type of narcotic. We'll keep an eye on that situation. On a more positive note tonight, our Charles Fisher tells us about a corporate entity stepping up to fulfill one of their employees' dreams.
Kevin Culmer's dream is to make the Olympic team in Paris 2024. He also works as a site supervisor with Arawak Homes. Something had to give.
I took a step of faith, and for, I think it was about 3 weeks, I would say, you know, I'm about to resign. So I went in there and I said, you know what, Mr. Wilson, I have to make a change in what I'm doing in order to get to where I want to be. So I gave him the letter and I slid it over. And he said to me, "Ooh, nice, nice, nice." And I said, "Yeah, nice." You know, I was nervous. I didn't know what he was about to say.
Call it one bold but shining moment and gesture by the company and its president, Frannon Wilson.
This is on a Friday. I said, "Kawan, I tell you what, why don't you keep this letter and let's talk again on Monday." And we did. And by that time, I was spoken to in our company, I had conversations, and with our team as well. And when Kawan came back, we said, "Kawan, instead of you resigning, how about this?" And we said, "Look, we would wish to sponsor you in your efforts to make the Olympics. Two, don't resign. And what we'll do is put you on like a leave of absence."
Culmer's reaction, one that could not be explained in words, and thankful for the support.
It was like kind of overwhelming to me, you know, to walking up and down the hallway, being in this nerve-wracking situation, to coming inside the office and just knowing that God already was ahead of me. He was already ahead of me. Like, you know, I was thinking about losing such and such money, but it was like, when I got that paper back, it was like, wow.
His parents, Bahamas Olympic Committee, and B3's President Romel Knowles and Jamaica Archer there for this joyous moment.
These are the type of sacrifices athletes are being called on all across the Bahamas when it comes to representing their country. And our homes today, their social responsibility as a company speaks volume in the corporate world.
Who's provided him with not only the opportunity to pursue his own passions, but also giving him the opportunity to remain on staff in the process, guaranteeing him that there is a transition from athletics to professional life.
Kalma leaves this Thursday for Tallahassee, Florida, where he will be training with Bahamian great jumper Levan Superman Sands. Hear about that in Wednesday's Sports. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks, Fisher. On Grand Bahama now, many residents there are still coping with the loss of Obi Wilshcombe, the former Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcast, who passed away some 2 weeks ago. He will be buried in West End, Grand Bahama this Saturday, but his legacy in sports and youth development will live on. Some Grand Bahamian sporting icons reflected on Obi's impact in sports over the years. Here's Jay Philippe.
Many will remember Obi Wilshcombe as a standout politician and broadcast journalist. However, Obi had deep roots and a passion for sports, especially in West End, where he was devoted to youth development.
Obi has been fundamental in the development of sports in West End, in basketball, softball, and all of the people. West End have a multitude of champions and great ball players.
Even as a child, Obi was an elite athlete at Mary Star of the Sea, where he built a relationship with Bonnie Baston. The Sands family and the Wilshcombe family were neighbors, and that friendship lasted for more than 40 years.
Our first championship for Sunland in 2015, our first under-20 championship. He was there and taking pictures with us, and when we had the big assembly at school, he was there with us, and you know, that paved the way for us going to Nassau for the Hugh Campbell and getting rooms at the Breezes. And
Grand Bahama Basketball Hall of Famer and close friend of Obi Wilshcombe, Basil the Kid Sands, tells us that Obi always had a strategic plan for his life.
When he initially came to me and he said he was going to run for the presidency, he outlined his life steps to me during that time, that talk we had, whereby that was his first step. He needs to win the presidency, and then from there he's looking to get into politics and ascend politically upward.
Many can agree that Obi had a big heart when it came to residents in his constituency of West Grand Bahama and Bimini.
I always thought that we should do something here in West End, something more for him. He was always wanting. He was always wanting for people and the community and asked nothing in return. Obi was the best of the best.
For all of these Grand Bahama sports icons, the late MP for West End and Bimini, the Honorable Obadiah Hercules Wilshcombe, will always have a special place in their hearts because of his love for sports and his love for people. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Tuesday. Don't go anywhere. We do have that look at the weather coming up. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397